Welcome into the Los Angeles Lakers Report by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. Give me a follow over on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. That's another way to stay up to date on the latest NBA news and rumors. We're going to touch on some Russell Westbrook trade ideas because it sounds like the Utah Jazz might be interested in acquiring that near $50 million expiring deal. But first, it's heating up for Kevin Durant. Adrian Wojnarowski tweeted this out and said, among rival teams, there's far more interest in inquiring on Kevin Durant's reaction to Kyrie Irving's trade request and how that may impact KD's future with the Nets. Here we go. Kyrie Irving requests a trade, and if he gets traded, I believe that Kevin Durant will quickly follow. I mean, the only reason Kevin Durant wanted to play for Brooklyn and has stuck by Brooklyn is because Kyrie Irving has been in town. That's the only reason that he is there. And if Kyrie Irving leaves, why would Kevin Durant stay in town? And if they're not able to make a trade for Kyrie Irving, could they then shift their focus to make a trade for Kevin Durant? Or could that even be an offseason trade for Rob Pelinka and the Los Angeles Lakers? How cool would it be to see Kevin Durant and LeBron James on the same court, two of the best players of our generation of all time? It's not going to be cheap. It's not going to be easy. You'd have to give up both of those unprotected picks that we've talked about time and time again in 2027 and 2029. But if you're able to do it, it would absolutely make sense and make this ball club better. Kevin Durant is a bona fide scorer. He's an all-star. He's a superstar. He's a megastar. He's box office. And he would take this team from being a bottom team, quite frankly, right now in the Western Conference, despite all the injuries. I know that's fair. That's just where they are in the standings, to a team that would be considered one of, if not the title favorites for the NBA Finals coming up this season. Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, it would be awesome. How realistic is it? I'm not quite sure. So I want to ask you guys, should the Lakers trade for Kevin Durant? Yeah, we'd love to trade for him, but do you think it could happen? Should they do it? I want everyone just to air their thoughts out in the comment section. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Let me know what you think down below. The bulk of today's show is focused on Russell Westbrook because there's a report that the Jazz and Lakers have talked about Russell Westbrook, something that they did multiple times in the offseason. I mean, we thought here at this channel that Westbrook would be a Utah Jazz and they would buy him out and inevitably get that $47.5 million expiring salary off the books so they could be aggressive shoppers in free agency. And it sounds like that door may start to open back up as we lead up to the NBA trade deadline coming up this Thursday. This is what Chris Haynes of Bleacher Report had to say about it. He said the Los Angeles Lakers and Utah Jazz have had exploratory conversations centered around star guard Russell Westbrook. What a choice of words right there for Chris Haynes. However, the Lakers are said to be in communication with most teams to sift through the most reasonable and logical options available. I think it's funny that these teams are coming to the table after they couldn't get a deal done prior to the season. But if the Lakers and Jazz are talking Russ, there's a multitude of options that could have Russell Westbrook go from the purple and gold to the white and black and yellow with the new Jazz logo. I'm a fan of it. I know some people hate it. I think it's pretty damn cool. Westbrook, ever since he has shifted to being a sixth man, has had a pretty damn good season for a sixth man. I've been hard on Westbrook on this channel and on this show, and it's because his mistakes are never because of his ability. It just seems like he's always out of control and kind of turns the ball over at the most inopportune times, but he's accepted that role, and he's excelled in it. 16 points per game, 6+ rebounds, almost 8 assists. Field goal percentage is still a little bit too low. The effective field goal percentage, you might want to close your eyes when you look at it. But Brody has been solid for the Lakers, and I think he's brought a punch off that bench. And credit to Russ, credit to the Brody. He has embraced the role of a six-man, a guy that was a two-time MVP, averaged a triple-double 4 times in his career, has paused, swallowed his pride, and been able to be a guy that has accepted a smaller role and been great in that role. So I have all the respect for a guy like Russell Westbrook. But when we spin it back to the Lakers, I wonder if this team's ceiling is higher, quite frankly, with Russell Westbrook off of it and another player coming in and giving you production? That's a question that I think a lot of people want to know the answer to, but I want to ask you guys this question. Would you trade Russell Westbrook to the Jazz? There's a lot of different players you can get. We're going to run through 3 different trade ideas coming up here in a second. Would you, the Bleacher Report real one, watching right now, trade Russell Westbrook to the Utah Jazz? I want everyone to sound off in the comment section down below for me. Type T for trade, type P for pass. I want to hear from the real ones right now. Coming up here in a sec, 3 Russell Westbrook trade ideas that would send him to the Utah Jazz. I think these all trade ideas make sense. I think any one of them could be accepted. And to be quite frank, I think all 3 help both teams in the ways that they're trying to go, especially the Los Angeles Lakers. But first, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel because we're going to continue to put out content every single day leading up until the NBA trade deadline. It's an awesome show. You're going to love it. Give us a week. If you don't like it after a week, say subscribe. Don't unsubscribe. Don't be a weird one. YouTube.com/@LakersTV. Trade idea number 1, Malik Beasley, Kelly Olynyk, and a familiar face in THT, not THC. Malik Beasley would be a great player for the Los Angeles Lakers. They need shooting, and Malik Beasley is a guy that gets up almost 9 threes per game and hits them at a 36+% clip. I think Kelly Olynyk is a sleeper of a name for the Los Angeles Lakers because you can kind of play him next to Anthony Davis and still kind of play that 5-out offense. THT, what a bust he's been. But the Lakers wouldn't love bringing THT back. But if they didn't have to give up a pick, they would. I mean, I 100% agree with that. But the prize in this trade is not THT. It's not Kelly Olynyk. It's the sharp-shooting guard, Malik Beasley. Averaging 27 minutes per game so far this season, 13.6 points per game, shooting 40% from the field, but it's because most of his shots come from beyond the three-point stripe, getting up almost 9 of those per game and knocking them down at a 36% clip. This is the most favorable trade to the Lakers, and I think it's because you're getting what you need. A little front court versatility with Kelly Olynyk, and you're not having to give up first-round picks, and you're getting a guy in Malik Beasley that makes your team better overnight. Could you imagine the looks Malik Beasley would get off the cross-court, no-look passes from LeBron James? The J would be looking super nice in the crib. What about trade idea number 2? Colin Sexton, Leo Balmaro, Walker Kessler, Kelly Olynyk, and Jared Vanderbilt. This is a blockbuster of a deal, and this is one, if the Lakers made it, have decided that they are going all in on this season. To be quite frank with you, I'm not so sure I'd want to give up 2 first-round picks for this trade package. But if they did, Sexton would eat as the Lakers 6-man, no doubt about it. Him coming off the bench, being that bulldog that he is, getting downhill, kind of being that scorer that the Lakers could use outside of LeBron and Anthony Davis. Sexton is a great player, but that's not only the only good player that you're getting. You're getting one of my favorite role players in the NBA in Jared Vanderbilt, who can really do it all on the basketball court. 8.5 points per game. He can rebound the ball well, over 7.8 of those. He's an efficient player from the inside, 56% from the field, and he can step out and hit the 3 when he has to, shooting over 33% from that area. You get better, you get deeper, but you're giving up 2 first-round picks, and if that's the trade you want to make, it's going to make you better, but sometimes I worry if that's the best long-term deal for the LA Lakers. Trade idea number 3. What about Mike Conley and Lauri Markkanen coming to the Los Angeles Lakers? This would be a great trade for LA. He's got to wonder, would Utah do it? I think they would, because they would have just turned Lauri Markkanen into 2 more first-round picks when he wasn't even the number 1 player in that Donovan Mitchell deal. What a swindle job that would be by Danny Ainge to turn Lauri Markkanen into 2 more first-round picks. That would be taking advantage of the desperate Los Angeles Lakers. Give 2 seconds, give 2 firsts. Russell Westbrook, you got your starting point guard in Mike Conley. I think you could run a 4-5 of Lauri and Anthony Davis in your starting lineup. This one's my favorite. but you're giving up the absolute most. But I want to hear which trade is your favorite. Sound off for me in the comment section. Trade 1, trade 2, or trade 3. Sound off for me down below in the comment section. We appreciate you guys tuning in, just having some fun on the show today. That's what we're here to do, inform and entertain. But let me know which trade. I'd roll with 3. Coop, you got a trade? Producer Coopy? Coop's rolling with 3. Get the Markkanen, the finisher in LA. Give me a follow on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_.